Hello, Facebook ads people. I'm Konstantinos, and this is the Facebook ads breaking news podcast. So, guys, hello. It's podcast 94, and as we reach out at the end of the year, I would like to say a couple of things. So, first of all, thank you for supporting the channel. Thank you for all of your comments. Thank you for all of the wishes for my family and for my newborn. Thank you very much for all the good messages that you send me. Just as a recap, I would like to say that the next year I'm going to try more with more content. Of course, I'm going to make on the first quarter the course which I'm going to video shoot. I have finished all of the preparation for that in terms of personnel and in terms of equipment, not in terms of studio, because apparently I lost 1 year because I was unlucky with my first house and the deal didn't move on, so I found another one. It's getting a little bit more crowded here now with the baby and everything, so I want to go in a really big house so that I can have everything there. But the new studio is going to be ready on 2026. You're going to see better things there. You're going to see podcasts with Jonathan that he already agreed and other people. You're going to see more content. We're going to change the background and all of that. It's going to be maybe with 2 cameras and stuff. So all of that. But for now, this year, I'm going to focus to the course. I'm going to try to make the best course that I can about Facebook ads, a course that I would be proud to. All of you that you have bought the course, you're going to get a new course for free. The new course is going to be on 1,000, 1,500. I haven't decided yet. Most likely 1,000, so that it could be affordable by most people. And it's going to be big. It's going to have a lot of things. It's going to have theory, implementation, it's going to have everything. And I will try to also keep it updated for a year, making it get better and better. So yeah, that's it. Whoever bought the course, as a thank you, because now the course is becoming more and more outdated, I want to make a new one which is going to be super updated, and I'm going to keep refreshing it all the time. But whoever bought it, they're going to be rewarded basically with a $500 discount, and they're going to get the new one for free. So the other thing that I need to say is that it was a very interesting year for me. When it comes to personal life, all the things that happened with the baby and stuff, which is healthy and it's growing, and I really love her and stuff. These were new things for me, but on the other hand, new things have happened also on the ad accounts. I have tested more my limits. I have tested my personal limits also because, to be honest with you guys, I'm not sleeping very well because of the baby. And I'm working all the night also on other accounts and stuff, so it's difficult and challenging, but I think I'm doing pretty well. New things happened this year, breaking some of my personal records on spend and on monthly spend and daily spend during Black Friday, of course. If not, then when? I hope next year is going to be even better with the course, but also with more and more and more new ad accounts, because I have some new cooperations which are proven to be very interesting, and they're going to continue. So that's all. This is about, now let's talk a little bit about ads. The previous year was challenging, I believe, in terms of having several bad months until the Q4 came. When the Q4 came, everything went smooth. We had a very good August, good decent September. We had the elections with October, but it was fine. We had November then coming, which was pretty good. This Black Friday, we have seen that the results worked really well. I don't know if Cyber Monday was slower because it was on the 2nd of December and not within November, but it was slower, but the weekend was really good after Black Friday. So I have seen all of these things, and yes, it has been a good Black Friday period, and now December still holds well. just on the last week after the outage, I'm seeing a little bit of slower ad accounts, but we're expecting that. And we know that we need to hold our position now until January. From the previous months, I must say that July was okay, June was meh, January was pretty good, February was decent, March I have seen a drop, April, May not so good, and then it started picking up again. So, and all of this also with exceptions, okay, to the rule, okay? So in some cases, all of the months were good. In some cases, all of the months were bad for other accounts that they're not having good numbers and all of that. Now, one thing before we go to your questions is that for the thing that we were discussing in the previous podcast about health and wellness, I would like to say that another thing that you need to check is to go into your events manager, go to data sources, and go to the history when you pick your pixel, and see if you have any data restrictions like this one that you're seeing here. It says data restrictions updated, data restrictions turned on automatically. This means that your ad account has been flagged for what is coming. I have seen this in one ad account which is clearly health and wellness industry. And the last thing is that most likely TikTok is in trouble because we see that it files an emergency appeal with Supreme Court to block a US ban unless it's sold. Now with the new administration with Trump, we're going to see a lot of more block to the Chinese things because he's one of these things that he has been voted for. And to be honest with you, United States sees as the only opponent right now China. It's not about Russia that is doing the war, or it's not about North Korea or whatever. It's about China. And the way that they see it is that TikTok is actually infiltrated into their society. And while it has different regulations in China, it doesn't have the same in the United States. So we are going to see what's going to happen. Is it going to be good if it's going to get banned in the United States? I'm gonna say the truth. I have deleted TikTok from my phone because I can sit there for 6 hours without doing nothing, and I don't want to do this. Now you can tell me you can do the same with YouTube Shorts, but YouTube is the channel here, so we support a little bit. On TikTok, to be honest with you, the stupidity of videos and all of that, I couldn't hold it anymore. I was losing time, so I just deleted it. And out of even if I'm content creator, I don't use it as a platform because it's a toxic platform and I don't like it. There's no point for me to post TikTok videos and reply to a guy that doesn't know anything about Facebook ads and he's saying something bad about me. So, and I'm not an influencer or anything, so I'm just doing Facebook ads. And this is what I said. So there's no point of being there. And if it gets banned, that's going to be good. We're going to have more clients for Meta. On the other hand, we're going to have more advertisement on Meta. For the United States, it's going to be more and more. So I don't know. I haven't decided yet. I think it's one of the things that I want to see it happening. I want to see them getting banned, and then we're going to see what we're going to do, I guess, with that. That's my opinion about it. Now, let's go to your questions, the last questions of the year. I'm going to do a change just so you know, and I'm going to let you all know. I have seen that, and it has nothing to do with Liar 45, it has to do with my time and stuff. I have seen that it's taking me an enormous amount of time to reply, and I have seen that the more that I do it, the more people starve and they do another question, and some of them, again, not only Liar, but some of you come with 5-6 questions. So what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to keep answering them, but you just have to be patient to wait for the next podcast. And you have to be okay if it goes to the paid or the free part. I'm not going to do anything on purpose, just so you know the selection is happening randomly. But if you want a trick, you have better chances to be on the free part if you comment on Monday or maybe on Friday before the podcast goes live. Maybe you have better chances. No, before. So I video shoot the podcast on Thursday. So if you ask something on Friday, most likely you will be on the first questions. But just to be clear, I'm going to make this random eventually so that it can be fair for everyone and they have fair chances to be on the free part. Now, let's go to your questions. Let's start with Kevin. Hey Konstantinos, I love to get your expert opinion on this situation. We launched the CBO campaign at 150 per day. It performed really well in the first week, achieving 30% profit margins, which was above our target. We started scaling, increased the budget to 250 per day, maintaining the same ROAS and 25 to 30 net profit. However, when we tried scaling further, first by 20%, then by 50%, eventually up to 300 per day, just your numbers don't make sense, but I guess you mean 20% and 50% for several days, because you cannot go from 150 to 30 just with these two increases. The performance dropped and we couldn't sustain profitability. It feels like Facebook is signaling that we're not ready to scale beyond 250 per day with this campaign at the moment. When we scaled down to 250 per day, profitability returned and we were back in 30% net profit range. As we want to scale further, we've been producing new creatives every day to address this limitation. So this is daily life, okay? What you have done is not wrong, by the way. You're testing the limits and you're trying to see if it's going to scale or not. Now, the fact that you have been stopped doesn't mean that it's wrong. So you did well, and then you lowered and you see again, so you do understand your limits. In this situation, aside from working on new creatives, how would you approach scaling? Would duplicating the campaign with the same budget or even doubling it, as you mentioned in the video above, be a viable strategy? All of these are things that you can test, but you have to understand that just because you want to, it's not going to happen, okay? What we're discussing in the channel is viable ways. And when you want to do it by just forcing it, when it's giving you the signal that it's not going to happen, then it's your mistake. You can take the risk and trying it. One thing that it's a little bit irrelevant to duplicating it or whatever, it's try to have cost caps, for example, with that. Or another thing is to try to see if in this campaign, for example, you do have one or two ads taking the budget, maybe if you can duplicate it and removing the ads if you're going to have, but it's a CBO, I guess. So yeah, I guess maybe you can try some cost caps, and if they don't work, maybe you are going to focus more on the other creatives. Then he says, hey man, we just followed your advice and produced a ton of fresh creatives. We added them into our prospecting CBO, but Facebook still isn't spending on the new Flex ad sets. Is that normal? First of all, I never said that you should add them on the same CBO. I always show into my videos that we're working with multiple ones. The only mentions that I had to that is that there are people that they are doing so because they believe that if you're spending with one 250 and then you just keep tossing creatives inside, then if one is going to do better and take the budget, maybe this one is a better ad set and it's going to take more budget so you can scale. I don't believe in that. I believe that you should have done a campaign, a new one, and for me it's completely normal, because that's why I don't like to do it, because I don't think that if something is pending in a CBO and you just toss another creative there, it just has to take budget necessarily. If it doesn't take budget, it doesn't mean that it's not bad either. You can put it on its own campaign, it's going to work, and you can scale if the creatives are different. Now, if your creatives are all the same and you're just lying to yourself and you're just doing the same kind of creatives all the time, then Facebook is going to stop you anyway and humble you. It keeps spending on the same ones. We're trying to improve. What could be causing this? What is causing this? The fact that the budget has already been distributed. In order for you to toss inside creatives and them to take the budget, that means that they have to be either much better than the ones that you have. Okay, but again, it doesn't mean that they cannot have sales on their own. But this is a typical behavior that we see on CBOs, that the budget has already been distributed and it's not going to change it just because you are tossing creatives inside. You have dominant ad sets over there. Just do them on another campaign and see if they're going to work or not. Next one. If you're going broad, doesn't matter if you use Advanced Plus Audience or the original one without any targeting or on male or female or age. It's a valid question, but the thing here is that it doesn't matter in theory, because if you target everything, all the ages, male, female, whatever, then in theory they are the same. In action, they're not the same, and the advanced plus audience doesn't work well, especially on untrained ad accounts. Well, on trained ad accounts, everything is working. So in theory, they are the same, but for some reason, advanced plus audience is not working that well, even when you do broad targeting like this. Next one. Hi, Konstantinos. I'm not French. Do you think this method is still effective at the end of 2024? Also, in your free course, you encouraged the use of Advanced Plus and mentioned that it works well, but in your latest video, your perspective seems different. Have things changed, or did I misunderstand you? I'm using a lot of Advanced Plus shopping campaigns. I don't know if you're referring to Advanced Plus shopping or if you're referring to Advanced Plus audience, and maybe you got confused there. I'm considering buying your full course, but I'm not sure the sizes have changed over the year. Thanks. I would strongly suggest you to buy the course, the new one. Okay, unless if you wanna save $500 and buy it now so that you can take the next one free, which I'm not suggesting it. I think you should buy the new one. Next one. Because there's I have one more question for your regarding the crazy method. If I add 15 ad creatives, do they all need to be static visuals, carousels, etc., or can I use UGC videos, unboxing videos, and other videos along with the static image ads? The whole concept here is that you need to have different campaigns with different concepts so that they're not going to cannibalize each other and they're going to appeal to different people, and not the one campaign is going to steal sales from the other because they're appealing to the same audience. That's the way of thinking, and of course you need to have different ones for videos, different ones for images, because the engagement of the videos is going to make the videos to take all the budget and just the image ads not to spend, so they need to have their own respective campaign. I read in a comment that you don't recommend using image ads and videos together, but I'm not really sure if that's what you meant. Could you clarify? I just did. Next one. If I've never run an ABO campaign on my ad account and have only used CBO with good results, but now want to scale further, how would I introduce cost caps or bid caps? So the fact that you haven't run an ABO campaign is irrelevant with cost caps and bid caps. It's just the way that we use cost caps and bid caps. Yeah, it's irrelevant. The fact that ABO doesn't work. Oh, you have never run ABO. It's even easier, okay? Because you can just run it. That's it. Would duplicating the working ad set into a new cost cap or bid cap campaign be the right approach? From the perspective that you are saving time of creating it all over again, not that it's going to keep any data. Which strategy would you recommend for scaling cost caps or bid caps? The strategy that I recommend about cost caps and bid caps cannot be explained with words. Maybe it needs whole video. You start by your cost caps. So first of all, let's clarify the cost cap and the bid cap difference, okay? So the cost cap is working with an average. So if you put 29, maybe it's going to give 35, maybe it's going to give 24, and you're going to see that they're spending more comparing to bid caps, that it's this, okay? I want 30. And this is what Meta is trying to do, give you 30, for example, cost per purchase on the bid. Now, the cost caps, I like to work more with them because you have more room for them to spend and understand if something is working or not. But basically what you're doing is that you're seeing your average cost per purchase that you're having in that account, then you're setting your cost caps and you're adding, if for example your average cost per purchase is 30, you're doing cost caps for 30, 25 and 35, and then you see if they're spending, if they're having good results, what kind of bid you have, and you are increasing or decreasing, you're increasing also the budget if they're working, and so on. Additionally, is scaling the budget acceptable with cost caps given that it's generally not preferred for standard campaigns? It is totally acceptable, and you can be really aggressive. You can take them one day to 1000, the next day to 100 without any issues. I'm doing it all the time. How does the strategy differ when using bid caps compared to cost caps? I explained. Are there specific adjustments you'd make when running bid caps versus cost caps? No, basically it's the same. It's experience after some point on the ad account and across accounts, and you're trying to find something that is going to give you good result, but it's also going to spend, because you don't care only about having a cost cap which is giving you good results and spends only $5, for example. Lastly, do you find ABO campaigns more effective for cost caps or bid caps? I like to work more with cost caps. I have seen a lot of ad accounts working with bid caps. I think that both of them are working and they should be tested. Or do you prefer sticking with CBO for these strategies? I prefer to have a mix. If I have a mix of all of these, I will do all of them. So basically in all ad accounts, I'm testing everything and I'm just going with whatever it works better, because I need to have different options for different things. Next one, after optimizing a campaign, how do you decide when to close an ad? I decide based on the cost per purchase. I decide based on the amount of checkout that it has and the average amount of checkout purchase ratio that we have on the ad account because of the delayed reporting. I optimize based on the spend. I optimize based on the day that it is, if it's the third day, the first day, the fifth day, all of that. Would you analyze performance across multiple time frames, leaving on a few days out of the original set to observe how they perform over time? I would optimize only based on 7 days, because this is what Facebook sees, but later on, if it's a campaign which is optimized and stays there for a long period of time, I would see bigger time frames so that I can see if it has fluctuations up and downs and if it's profitable on the maximum period. How would you evaluate recovering during a bad period? Basically by just removing one of your worst campaigns and trying to fix the average results is the answer, or do nothing and wait for it to recover if you see it across the accounts and you have this kind of information. Do you track whether results improve week by week or continue to decline? Lastly, how long of a bad period would you allow before deciding to close an ad entirely? It really depends on the ad account. For example, in bigger AOV ad accounts, you might leave it for a long period because just one sale can make the difference. In other ad accounts, you can leave it for a smaller period and be more aggressive. It really depends on the ad account for how long you are going to leave it, and also it really depends on your average results. If you're getting good results, then there is no point for you to be aggressive. But if you're getting bad results, then you have to start taking action to fix it, and then it's about seeing if you have bad results across accounts and stuff, so understanding if it's the period or the ad account. Next one. Hey Con, so Crazy Method is working for me with 3 creatives of each ad set X. Depends on the budget brought and with interest. But I'm getting confused because I have also heard the theory that says that those assets will compete with each other and will end up not working or fall to the daily loop theory. So yeah, can you give me your point of view? I guess it says on your it says on its own different hot pocket, but I would like your answer because I'm not the expert over here. So let me tell you how it goes. Basically, what we're trying to do with the Crazy Method is that we're trying to say, okay, so we have an audience of 60 million people. If we're just having one ad set over there that's working, why don't we take it to Crazy Method? Because Crazy Method is a scaling method, okay? It's something that's working. We take it and we use it so that we can find more hot pockets. The theory says that, which is proven in some of my videos, the theory says that I'm having an audience of 50 million people. How many am I going to target with just one ad set, okay? And how long it's going to take me and so on. So the thing that you're going to do is that you're going to put several ad sets, you're going to try to optimize them, and you're going to try to see if you are hitting different hot pockets. And of course, you have a CBO, which you're going to have a balance basically over there, okay? The problem in the daily loop starts in between campaigns, not inside the same campaign, because inside the same campaign, eventually you're going to have a balance in the CBO and you're going to spend X amount of money with these ad sets that you're going to optimize, and you're going to find the balance of the budget that you're going to keep, or even the initial budget if it's working well. So the daily loop theory starts from the second, third campaign, that you're utilizing again and again the same thing, and you're targeting the same people. In one campaign, I haven't seen cannibalization between the ad sets, because you can control that in this campaign with the spend and the balance that you have in between. So the average results that you're getting on the campaign. Now, is it going to be some overlap? 100%. But what you want to achieve here is that you want each ad set to have its own sales that they're going to optimize in a hot pocket, which might be overlapping with another hot pocket, or it's going to be different. But you are going to be able to scale a little bit more from what you were going to scale with just one ad set. Also, we have the randomness of the initial results that we have already explained a lot of times, which means that if you are unlucky and you don't get some sales, it's not going to create a good hot pocket, or it's going to create not create a hot pocket. So eventually what you need to do over there is that you need to try all over again a new campaign. But with the crazy method, you eliminate this possibility, because you go immediately and try to find, if not the best, some hot pockets for this specific period that you are running the ads. That's the reasoning behind it, and this is how it works. Hi Konstantinos, is this relevant for ad account these days, or should I go straight to broad targeting? So he's referring to a video that I have done, and I was talking about different, so basically how do you work with interest and all of that. I have a video which I created in 2024, and it's all about how you can start with a new pixel in 2024. I think that you should watch it. Basically, the concept is that you do interest, you do broad, you do all of these different targeting options with creatives that you're creating, and you're trying to see which one gives you the most cost efficient CPM, but also sales. When you are going to achieve that, then you're going to stick to that. You're going to do crazy methods. You're going to do all of that, and you're going to try to keep training your pixel, because the ultimate goal is eventually to go to broad targeting. In some smaller countries, broad targeting can work immediately, by the way, okay? You don't have to go, and you, to be honest with you, it's the first thing that I test, okay? I test broad, then I do interest, I compare them, I see where I'm getting the best results, and then I'm training my new pixel in the most cost efficient way. Next one. Hey, I have been using ASC these past few months, been running well, a lot of conversions and high spend. Since beginning of December, conversions have dropped drastically, very high ad spend, very high CPA. Are you facing such issues too? Any workarounds? Just lower your budget for this period and just wait for it to stabilize. Do it every 2-3 days until you stabilize the ad account, and then on January you can push all over again. It's seasonality, my friend, and it happens all the time with Meta. And yes, it's slowing down a little bit across accounts. It's not bad, but it's slowing down. Guys, Happy New Year, Merry Christmas. In Greece, we say don't eat so much because we eat a lot during this period. And best wishes for your family and health to all of you. And if you're healthy and if you're sane and everything else with Facebook ads and stuff is going to come. The important things are in life. Okay, we like Facebook ads, they make us happy, but they also make us sad sometimes and stuff. So I think that the most important thing is for us to be healthy, so that we can try every day to be better and better with what we love to do, which for my case it's Facebook ads and doing these videos to all of you. Thank you very much for the support on the Patreon. It has been a good success, and more people are coming because of the questions that we are answering, and they want to hear all the answers. And I will see your future questions, and I will see you on 2025 now, 1 year before the new studio, 1 year more in this studio before we go to the new one. And over there, I guess we're going to just have to skyrocket the whole content, because I'm going to be on the same place with my video editors, and we're going to create videos as the things that I'm doing on Facebook ads are happening. So I believe that the content is going to be upgraded a lot, along with Jonathan coming to the podcast and giving another view to ads, because we might agree to 90%, but we are having some amazing conversations that I think that people need to see about Facebook ads. But this is 1 year from now. For the next year, we're focusing on the course, and we're focusing on trying to put better case studies and everything, along with the fact that I have a new account now which was using the one campaign strategy, and I'm actually doing more campaigns. It's working pretty well so far, so maybe we're going to see more videos about it. And bye guys, that's it for 2024. See you on 2025. This is the end of the first part of the Facebook Ads Breaking News podcast. If you don't want to miss the second half of the podcast, where I'm answering all the remaining questions of the week, visit my Patreon page following the link on the description. This was the Facebook Ads Breaking News podcast. Like it or not, it is what it is.